good. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. Bye. Love you. my least favorite part of every recital is right after everyone stops clapping while the person's still setting up, and there's this like silence. That makes me very uncomfortable. And I think that it forms this like tension between the audience and the performer for like the entire thing, where people are afraid to clap or make any noise when they're not supposed to. So that's why I'm breaking that tension right now. Welcome to make as much noise as you want. Okay. So this first piece that I'm going to play is called Thanatos by Francois. excited to get to play it with these wonderful people who I'm going to introduce while we're setting up the stage time. So this over here is Izzy Chase. We'd like to meet Mike Tenrero on Teddy Batista on trumpet. Kyle on trombone. And Will Weber on bass. So, something that you will hear later in this recital, when I have to talk a lot, is that I think music should be fun. It's one of my biggest problems with music education, is I think that music is not taught to be fun. And I think that music being fun means that people are going to make mistakes, and that we need to learn how to work with them. And I know that we say the mistakes are okay, but we don't teach it. So, just something that I've been thinking about a lot while practicing for my recital. So I don't want to make any mistakes, and I since learned it is totally fine. Okay, is this on? It is on. But hello? Okay, great. All right. set up for our next one. So you may have noticed on the program that it says that we have a tune by someone's wife. Some of you may know what that means, and others of you might be a little bit confused. That is the name that I release music under. So this next one is an original, and all of the people playing with me are the lovely, lovely people in my band. So. This is our last song, sort of. education major. This part of my recital, I'm going to be music educating. So I was upset at first when I realized that I had to do a lecture at my recital. But then I realized that I can just talk about my opinions and you just have to listen to me. Except for that we're all going to play a lot of music in a second, but I have to talk about some of my opinions first. So it was really difficult trying to decide what I wanted to talk about, because technically what I'm supposed to do for this is teach an ensemble of my peers a school level selection, and then talk about things like score analysis and elements of conducting and historical context and rehearsal techniques for a successful performance. But I thought that sounded really boring for me and you guys. So, I also didn't think that it would show you that I know how to teach music, because I don't want to teach kids who know how to play music. I'd rather teach you guys how to play music. And it definitely wouldn't show you how I plan on teaching music. So I thought instead I'd talk a little bit about why that approach does not appeal to me at all, and then we are going to play a song together. So, I think the most important component to consider when thinking about how we should teach music, and by we I mean me, is why we teach music. So, why do we teach music in schools? This is not a rhetorical question. This is class. You are getting grades. I really suggest raising your hand for participation points. Why do we teach music in schools? What would be the reason? Elise.
Expresses ourselves.
One more time.
Expression.
So true. Can I get some other answers?
Perform.
Great answer, Jay. Give?
College scholarships.
Very true. Okay. Mia.
Build confidence.
Yeah, true. Okay. Chris?
To help people just use their brains in different ways and
To learn the history of musical culture.
That's a good one. Maya.
Music is lifelong, and it's a great creative outlet.
Great sentence. Malik?
Because it's fun.
Okay, yeah. Kind of stealing my thing there, but that's fine. Yeah, so it's kind of a hard question to answer, right? Because a lot of things do the things that you just talked about. Not all of them, but it doesn't, they can apply to a lot of things other than music, so it can be kind of hard to justify a music program, at least when you first start thinking about it. And it's a hard question. It was the first question that I was asked on my first homework assignment when I switched to music education. And the assignment was telling us to justify the existence of music programs in schools because one day you were going to have to fight for your job when the district makes budget cuts, which I thought was kind of a bummer first day assignment. But it was something that got me thinking because I didn't know how to answer. So why do we have any class? English, simple, you got to communicate, it's important, comprehension. Math, money, and other things probably. Science, to understand how the way the world works and how we got here. History, to understand the way the world works and how we got here. And what do all of these have in common? They are teaching you how to interact with the world. Contrary to what I thought as a child, you are not going to school to get a job. If that was true, we would be teaching vocational skills as well as how to answer interview questions, conflict resolution, business stuff, customer service. But we're not doing that. You are being given the building blocks you need to interact with the world. And yeah, that includes getting a job, but we're not teaching specialties. That is what college is for. So, what does music teach us? Music is a language. It is a mode of communication. It allows us to express ourselves and our emotions in new ways. It allows us to talk to each other in a language that is universal. And this kind of communication and self-expression provides a kind of community that a lot of kids, when they get to music programs, have not been able to experience yet. And when we do it right, and by right I do not mean well, music helps us feel connected to the people around us. It teaches us about the world around us because the world around us is full of music. Every TV show, movie, church, campfire, party would not be the same without music. People don't, I think, realize how much music is part of their lives. They want to cut budgets for music programs, but also expect any and every song to be available to them at any moment for $9.99 a month. So I don't think that there's as much of a appreciation as there should be. So sure, music raises test grades, critical thinking skills, keeps kids off drugs. Those are some things I thought you guys might say. But there are other things that do that, and also the things you said. Not to mention, kids who have access to music programs are more likely to have access to resources that raise test grades, help them study, and give them activities to keep them off drugs. So I always think that that argument is a little bit faulty anyway. But in my opinion, the most important thing is that people, kids specifically, enjoy playing music. And when teaching kids about the world, I do not know why we cannot teach them how to be happy, or at least how to deal with their emotions in a more fun way, especially since the world sucks. And I think that we should be allowed to teach kids how to express and process their emotions in ways that are comfortable or more freeing. So, all right, now we know why we teach music. We've all agreed. You all agree with me. And we need to figure out what kind of music we want to teach. So, what kind of music would be best to capture all of the lovely lessons that we just decided on? So let's pretend these people are blank slates. They don't know anything about anything, and I have to teach them music. What does that include? This is another question where you have to participate.
Theory.
So true. Yes.
That was my answer.
Also true. Is that it? Is that all of music?
Melody.
What was that?
Melody.
Great.
Harmony.
Harmony. Is that every single thing? Do they know how to play music now?
How to produce a sound.
How to produce a sound. Great one. Sophia? Listening. Yeah. Okay. That'll work for now. Some other things to think about. Technique, reading music, musicality, improv, composition, ear training, which is like listening. How to play music with others, and various other things. So, we need the music to do every single one of those things when we teach it, while being something that kids will enjoy. So, show of hands, on a regular basis, and be honest, how many of you listen to pop music? Okay, how about hip-hop? Or rock music? Or EDM? How about country? How about jazz? All right, now, and again, be honest, classical music, regular basis. Okay, so obviously this is a biased sample size, but that's because I'm at a music school and a lot of you go to or work at it, but I would be willing to bet that a bunch of 7-year-olds don't like classical music more than you guys. So, but classical music, it teaches good technique, right, and discipline and sight reading, and that's like every single thing we listed. Except for maybe not improv or ear training or music theory or how to play socially or writing music or writing lyrics or making your own musical choices or how to lead a band, how to have fun playing music. But you know what? It is what we have always taught. So I guess all of that I'm proposing is that maybe the music that we've taught since the 18th century isn't the most relevant option. Maybe, for the first time ever, the way that we've always done things isn't the way to do them. But those are just my thoughts. So I have no interest in teaching classical music. I personally would rather teach what we call amateur music, which is just basically the words that we use to refer to music that people like and play in their everyday lives. So like, you know, the kind of music that you play when you like pick up a guitar at your friend's house, that kind of thing. And so here's why I would like to teach that. The first time that I joined a band, I was 17. I had been playing bass for 7 years. I had passed AP Music Theory. I went to a fancy art school for jazz and classical bass, and I showed up to this garage to practice in this punk band, and I felt stupid because there was an incredible musical disconnect, right? Like I had been playing music my whole life, and I didn't know how to play with them because I didn't know how to read tabs. I had almost no like applicable ear training, and I didn't know how to write my own bass lines or how to like hear bass lines. And they didn't know the names of the notes they were playing or the names of the chords they were playing. So it was really difficult. I couldn't figure out how to play a song with 4 notes in it, and it left me feeling like I wasn't a well-rounded musician, because I wasn't. So I want to teach people music that they like, because that is the kind of music people are playing a lot more. And it's the music that brings people together. So have the why, have the what. Finally, how do we teach music? And I'm going to have to really condense this, because there's a lot I could talk about here, right? But through relevant music, yes, but what else? So if I want kids to develop a community, learn how to express themselves, have fun, and want to learn, then I need to teach like that. And that means not teaching for a successful performance or so that they get a good grade. I know that students and teachers in all kinds of classrooms are told to leave everything else at the door, but I don't think, not only do I think that that's not possible, I think that it's ignoring a key aspect of learning. Because I think that learning is an emotional and a personal process. I think everything is an emotional and personal process, especially learning music, because if you take emotions out of music, you're left with something so clinical and void of any meaning, and it's basically just math at that point, which is not a bad thing, but it's not music. And that's how I feel a lot of educational settings for music have become. I feel that they are just very sterile and cold, and we have taken a lot of the emotion out of it. And it's this thing that's competitive, and we're taught that we're supposed to suffer to be good, and we've assigned numerical values to talent. And I just don't think that that's, I don't vibe with that, if I'm being honest. And I think that music everywhere outside of educational settings doesn't look like that. And so I find it really odd that that's what we teach inside of musical settings. I'm being graded on this right now. And that's something that's really weird for me to wrap my head around. So anyways, learning, emotional, and personal process. We are going to pick up information a lot easier if we connect with the teacher, if we're having fun learning it, if it reminds us of something in our personal lives, if we feel comfortable enough to try something new in class, and if we like the music, if the lyrics resonate with us. And we're less likely to retain information if we're too scared to answer a question in class, if we are uninterested, if we don't understand why we're learning it, we're too shy to engage in discussions, or we're distracted by something happening in our personal lives. So learning is an emotional and personal process, and especially for kids who have less of an ability to regulate their emotions and less of an understanding of why they are feeling the way they do. So we have to teach like it. We have to teach with compassion and understanding and realize that the best learning happens when people care, when they want to learn, when they feel safe, and when it's fun, because that will help us achieve all of the objectives that we mentioned in the why section. So I could keep talking forever, but I do have to practice what I preach, so we are going to learn some music. We are going to play a song that you hopefully all know, and you guys will figure it out as we go along, but I ask that until we sort of all acknowledge what it is, that we keep it to ourselves, just because it's a little more fun that way. And we're going to learn a little bit of how to learn by ear, a little bit of clapping rhythms, playing with others, listening to each other, and most importantly, having fun. Thank you. Thank you. So anyway, to get more light on the, could we not have the lights down so I can see everyone? It's okay, they'll get to it maybe. Thank you. Okay, cool. Just because this is now collaborative, it's no longer really on stage. Okay, keep in mind that you are all going to get a chance to play music. Who here would be comfortable volunteering to come sit on stage and learn? I'm only taking 2 people, and everyone will get to play music at some point. Okay. Lauren and Maya. And I'm huh? Yes, that would be awesome. And if you would, yes, so that's the other thing. So now, the wonderful people from my band are going to help pass out percussion instruments to all of you. On the off chance that you don't get, I feel like we have enough, but if we don't, try to share with people around us. What are you writing about? Okay, which one are you Okay, wait, actually. No more picking me.
Let out the flame.
Oh my God. Okay, while that's being handed out,
That would be really cool.
Okay. Well, you guys aren't like in my class, so like normally we would have like a fun like rhythm we would do or something, but I don't believe in doing the like I'll wait. So okay. So does everyone have something? And if you don't, does someone next to you have something? Awesome. So we're gonna start by learning the guitar part together. You got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just taught Lauren a G chord and a D chord. Can you demonstrate those both for us, please?
Yes.
You got it. I believe.
Yes. Karen?
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo! All right. All right.
Okay. Now the other chord.
You got it. You got it.
Is
Perfect. Okay. So. Okay. So you totally have that. So everyone, you're gonna sing with me. I'm gonna go first. And we're going to sing together, but we're all going to learn the guitar part together by singing it. Is that
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all going to sing it together. So it's very simple. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. G, G. Well, no, you so I do it. But I really appreciate the enthusiasm. So it's going to go G, 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 D, 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 G, 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 G. So it's 4 G's, and then 8 D's, and then 4 G's. And I think we can do it, and we're going to loop that like until I feel like we've got it. All right? So we're all going to sing that. And you yeah, you got it.
yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, most of that. All right, you're killing it. While I teach everyone else, practice switching between those two chords so that you can like hang it. Okay, now we're gonna learn the bass part. It's very similar. Great. Okay, so we're gonna learn the bass part. Maya, okay, so I wanted to pick people who didn't know how to play these instruments, but Maya knows how to play the bass a little bit. But she's only played electric bass once, and it was when she was helping me run through for this. But she's my upright bass student, and so I was excited to have her do this. Anyway, so it only speaks directly to my teaching. It just doesn't go well. Okay, so the bass part is incredibly similar, unless we want to make it a little bit fancier. So if you want to do the bass part just like simple, which is totally cool, root notes, it is exactly what we just did. It's G, 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 G. But if you want to do what they did on the record, they do just 1 5 1 5 1 5, which it's not important if you don't know anything about intervals. It's not important right now, but fifth is always usually a reliable thing to play when you're doing a bass line. And the nice thing about the bass is that if you want to find the fifth below, it's just the exact same space on the string below it. So if you want to play the fifth of G, it's the one below it, which is D, and below D is awesome. Okay, so if you wanted to, you can go, and it's all open strings, so it's not too hard. It should go G, D, G, D, D, A, D, A, D, A, D, A, G, D, G, D. Do you want to try playing it?
All right.
I believe in you. You're going to kill it.
Okay.
Keep going. Sorry,
Okay,
that's
all right.
that's my fault. Ooh, love it. Good job, one more time.
Okay, just make sure.
No, you got it. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. I would try stopping the string after you play it with your right hand or left hand. Kind of your call. You want to try? Great, sounds perfect. Okay, awesome. So, sorry, we don't have that much time, so we're going to kind of speed run this because I want to spend as much time on the playing music part. Okay, everyone with shakers, raise your hand. A lot of shakers. having the time. You're playing quarter notes. So that may sound easy, but as was proved in our run-through of this, it is maybe not so easy, especially shakers if you haven't done it before. So you guys are just going to do straight quarter notes. Dum, dum, dum. Sounds beautiful. Okay. And yeah, and Will is going to go over. Okay, great. I believe you. You guys have nailed it. And we're going to keep going. And that part might be really simple, but you also might be grateful for that when we get to the singing. So, okay, people with drums, raise your hands. Okay, you have the part that I'm really excited about. So, but we are all going to learn the drum part because it's fun. So, a really common technique when we teach rhythm to kids and just in general is associating with words. So, for example, you'd be like, strawberry ice cream to like teach a certain rhythm, right? So we're going to do that. Our words are going to be olive, submarine, like oh gosh. Like, they're silly. You'll see. It's olive, submarine, and O. So I'll go first. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Olive, submarine. Oh, submarine. Olive. Okay? So all of these people are going to do it with me. And as soon as you feel confident, I would like you to do it with me too. But I want you to say the words. You're not like really advanced if you're doing it without the words. It'll really help you in 5 minutes or 3 minutes if you say it with the words now. So try to do it with the words. Don't feel embarrassed. It's fun. And let's do it. Okay. Join in whenever you feel comfortable. 1, 2, 3, 4. Olive, submarine, submarine, olive. One more time. Olive, submarine, olive. Okay, last time. Olive, submarine. Okay, great. You sound perfect. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do it with the real words of the song. Singing and playing instruments can be really hard, but it's not impossible, and I think that we should teach it a lot younger, and I think we should teach it as not just like really hard thing, because with just like certain tricks, you can learn it, like this one. So, in case you have not caught on to what song we are doing, we're going to chant the words, all right, and before we sing them. So, I'll go first. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine. Okay, I know that the last thing doesn't say olive, but I thought it would be really confusing to say submarine for that last rhythm. So we're going to try just chanting that, try to join in. And if you're feeling real confident, shakers also, you're welcome to do shakings on the time. And if you guys want to practice in time,
Yes.
you are allowed to do that. I'm going to count. So G for 4. Exactly. Okay.
Let's go.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. One more time. We all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. Okay. Great. Some of you jumped the gun a little there, started singing, but that is okay. And we are going to start singing in 2 seconds. You guys are killing it. Sound amazing. And everyone's doing a great job on their percussion. This is going great. So, really quickly, I'm going to teach the people on stage. I know I'm very much running out of time, but I'm going to teach the people on stage a harmony. I think, especially when you're doing a song that a lot of people know, it's better to teach the harmony first to a class because, or just in general, because it's very hard to get the main melody out of your head when people start singing it, and so you want to sort of learn that first melody. Is he Okay, so, you guys. And also anyone who's feeling like adventurous. The harmony is submarine. I can't. Okay.
We all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. A yellow submarine.
Okay, last time.
We all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. A yellow submarine.
Okay, will you play me a D?
Oh.
Both of you. Sure.
The chord?
Yeah. So your note is going to be, we all live, and hopefully you know the melody, and if not, make one up.
Oh, that's did I just play a G instead of a D? Sorry.
Oh, it's cool. You figured it out. So now we're going to try it all together. We are going to sing. You're going to sing. I'm going to sing. You're going to play your fun little percussion instruments. They're going to play their newly learned melodic instruments. And William is going to fill in a little bit. All right. Does anyone have any questions? All right. Everyone ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have a couple minutes, so we're going to do the bridge because this is the part that I really wanted to do. So, the bridge, my favorite part of the song. The bridge has something called call and response, which is very self-explanatory, and we are going to do it. So, in the songs, what's going to happen is I'm going to sing some words to you, and you are going to yell them. You are going to yell them back at me like a bunch of drunken sailors in agreement, okay? Because that's what they do, and that's what they do in the song. So these people are going to model it first with me. I need to teach you one more chord. I'm sorry. No, you got it. Okay, can you play D? Can you play D, the way which you already learned?
This one?
No, the other one. Yeah, that one. Okay, and then you're going to do an A. Which
Okay.
Can I do mine?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to go, I think. I don't know. It's very hard to see.
So this? That?
Yeah, that. That is not right. That's not that. Oh, God. Oh, God. Someone who plays the guitar, help me out.
What do you need?
What do you need?
Yeah, A major.
Okay, so from yeah.
There's no shame in asking other people for help. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's my bad.
There we go.
Okay.
You can just honestly exactly.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to play D, D, D. Oh, I'm not singing right now. I'm not singing. Yeah. Okay, can you go D?
Okay.
You're going to go from D to G to A to A, which is, yep, and then back to D.
And then back to...
Yeah, and there's 4 of all of those, but if you want to, you can just do 1 of each. You just go 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3,
So, D, A, G,
D, D, G,
O.
A, D.
So,
Can we write it down?
G,
A, D. That's, well, no, it just goes into D. Yeah. You got it. Okay, just do it. Okay, great. So now the people up here are going to model this with me. And you guys are welcome to play your little percussion instruments to collaborate. So, okay, ready? You guys ready? All right, so they're going to show you how we're going to do this call and response. You ready?
So I can just do one?
Yeah, you can shoot one.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. As we live a life of me. Every one of us. All we need is all we need. Sky of blue, sea of blue. going to do chorus, bridge, chorus. Which means we learned most of the song, and the bridge is the exact same as the verses. So you basically learned the whole thing. Now I will say, for anyone who does, I'm sad that we didn't get to do this on the verse. So if there's anyone who's like maybe feeling shy about singing and wants to do something else, what we were going to do on the verse is if you didn't know the words, you were supposed to make ocean noises. So if anyone like has the urge to do that now, that would be really cool. So all right, so we're going to go chorus, bridge, chorus. Do you guys feel ready to do this? Chorus, bridge, chorus.
I'm so ready.
Awesome. I believe in you. Everyone else? Everyone ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you so much for coming. If you would like to leave your percussion instruments on the edge of the stage at some point, that would be really cool because we do have to bring those back. If you want to help us bring those back, it would be really cool. But we're going to, clean up and everything. And thank you so much for coming. Woo!